Hello, colleagues. I remember with nostalgia my early days as a rural young boy, taking care of my father's cows. We were surrounded by a lot of foods, different types of foods all over. We collected and ate wild berries and tubers. We picked bananas and plantains. We caught hares from the bush. And we caught also small fish from the stream, which we roasted and ate. Going home from grazing our cows, we were already full. But we had to force ourselves to eat a little from our mom's kitchen to avoid her pinch. And I believe that rural life was full of fun. And I believe people of my age can associate themselves with that kind of experience, isn't it? Yeah. Good food is central to our life. And my main message today is, I am what I eat, you are what you eat, and a nation is what its people eat. Nabito was brought into a WFP supplementary feeding program in southern Madagascar by her mother, Sahandro. And she's a classical example why it is important to invest on the nutrition support for young children. Nabinito was diagnosed with acute malnutrition following one of the annual cyclones that part of the region has been facing. In addition to the multiple socio-economic shocks that the populations have been facing. She's still in the feeding program, and we are very glad that she has significantly improved her condition, and she's actually out of danger. Thousands of children in southern African regions are filled with dreams, yet their future is held hostage by an empty plate. In a region of vibrant cultures and rich landscape, fertile land, and many nutrient-rich foods, the hidden story is one of silent hunger and untapped potential of a generation. The Southern African region hosts 20 million children who are suffering from stunting, an additional 7 million children suffering from wasting. And many more, they are suffering from what we call micronutrient deficiencies or the hidden hunger. These conditions are all associated by the poor diet many households are taking, as well as others public health issues, a lot of diseases that are prevalent in our communities. These 20 million and additional 7 million is a significant number of malnourished people amongst the 380 million people that are in Southern Africa. But take a moment. If we just sit and watch these malnourished children and mothers survive on their own without intervention, what would be the consequences? That's where nutrition and all access to nutritious foods matters. The 7 million wasted children are likely to die if they are not treated, while the 20 million stunted children, they have poor cognitive development, that's the mental growth. They have lowered absorption capacity in school, which leads to poor school performance. And in the end, that population gets to very low productivity, even in adulthood. Malnutrition costs African economies between 2% and 17% of the annual GDPs. So it's really a major issue in our view. Malnutrition is also associated with about half of child death, particularly during emergencies. Just to note also, a malnourished mother gives birth to a malnourished child, and there's need to break this cycle of malnutrition at the communities. A malnourished individual has low immunity, is susceptible to illnesses, visits hospital more frequently, and their caretaker misses work, incurs cost on treatment, and all this perpetuates the cycle of poverty that we are talking about. Therefore, malnutrition is not only a personal health issue, but a national development one. And there's need for governments, as well as with its stakeholders, particularly the United Nations, the private sector, the academia, and every other, including the donors, to really coordinate the endeavor of addressing this challenge of malnutrition. Multi-sectoral approaches or responses, they are needed, and more specifically, the link between food security and nutrition need to be appreciated to really at individual and also national level to really achieve economic development. Reflecting a bit on response, the malnutrition challenges are huge. It looks huge and even looks insurmountable, though the narrative is not all doom and gloom, and we must not lose sight of the progress we are achieving. The World Food Programme, in collaboration with governments, donors, communities, and other humanitarian organizations, has made remarkable progress in addressing the hunger and nutrition nexus. WFP supports reaches close to 40% of the malnourished children in our region. Just to be specific, in 2022, last year, WFP Mozambique reached 38,000 malnourished children in the largely conflict-affected Cabo Delgado with the resources that we had. The children received treatment for 3 months using the specialist formulated foods. In addition to this, the mothers and the families received adequate, nutritious diets to really support that recovery. Under the 1,000 days program, targeted support with diverse foods, particularly which comes in kind or in cash, is given to mothers and their families to promote good pregnancy outcomes and ensure the mother support the breastfeeding until the child is 2 years of age. Such efforts, alongside other public health approaches, have led to countries like Zimbabwe being on track on sustainable development goals. And many more countries like Zambia, Lesotho, Mozambique, and Eswatini making positive progress towards nutrition-related SDGs. More resources are needed to really support these nutritionally vulnerable and hunger populations. And in our view, it's really a wise investment. Just really to make a reference to this. I don't know how many of you would really guess what's the return to investment for $1 investment on nutrition. It is an unbelievable. For every dollar invested, you get the return of $2 to $81 returns. That's a really worth investment. The gains made are undeniable, but our work is not done. Malnutrition and food security discourse is not just mere statistics. It is about giving every child the opportunity to thrive, to dream, and to lead. It is about giving every child the opportunity to thrive, and more so, by ensuring these nutritious foods access to, which can be done through improvement in production, empowering households to improve their purchasing power, as well as even offering food assistance. We empower children and mothers to escape malnutrition and reach their full potential. That is our business in WFP. We are involved in empowering those households and those families. Finally, let me underscore that human capital is the greatest investment a country can have. Food is not just food. The nutrition content matters. Investing in nutrition is an investment for the future. And households' level of food security is critical in combating malnutrition. And let us advocate. And for those who are in a position to allocate resources, let's put resources to nutrition and food security for the sake of tomorrow's leaders and healthy and productive nations. I thank you.